Hey everybody, Greg here, man. We are in the Godward Art coloring book again. It is such a blast. I was in a Starbucks this morning and saw someone who looked like a pastor, and lo and behold, it was. And I had a great talk with him. He's starting in church, or he's been going for 2 years. Told him all about the Godward Art coloring book and showed him it. He thought it was really cool. He says, I'm going to get that for my kids. And then his wife made this comment. She said, or he said about his wife, my wife would love this because she's so visual. Everything about her is visual. And he says she's begun to do visual journaling. And I thought, well, that's a phrase I've never heard, visual journaling, where you read the word, but then you create a visual that goes along with the words. And right in the same family as Godward Art coloring book. And so here I am. Wow, I'm coloring in right now something on the left side, which is the stuff that explains the stuff's on the right side. And I'm coloring in 4 words. Can you see them right here? I, he, many. I, he, many. Now, my experience is people want to start with the many and work back to the I. But God says, no, let's start with I. Go through he to many. So we switch over to Psalm 41-3, and it's what I call the waiting room of God's Psalm. And so this is what it says in Psalm 40:1-3. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined to me and heard my cry. He also brought me up out of a horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet on a rock and established my steps. He has put a new song in my mouth, praise to our God. Many will see it and fear and will trust in the Lord. And I see an awesome progression here. And that is this. If we'll give God our I, he will show up. And many will see it and fear and trust in the Lord. So I want to reach many. How about you? I want to reach my kids. I want to reach other people. I want to reach many with the gospel. But in order for me to reach many, I need to go through the he. So me needs to go through the he to reach many. Me needs to go through he to reach many. And so me here is obviously the pronoun I. So not he waited patiently, but I waited patiently. If I will wait patiently for the Lord, he will incline. He will bring me up out of a horrible pit. He will put a new song in my mouth, praise to our God. And many will see it in fear and trust in the Lord. Now, hey, I don't need drugs. I'm getting too high on the Word of God. That's the way I look at it. I just think it's so true. Now, here's the thought. I waited patiently. Well, let me get this pen out to show you how I do this. And I'm going to go like this and create a bubble, okay? And I'm going to put in that bubble the word personal. Okay, it's personal. Waited, I'm going to do another bubble. Okay, and I'm going to put the word planned. Okay, so it's planned. And then patiently is a key word, so I'm going to make another bubble. And I'm going to put the word it's, or the phrase, it's a posture. So there's a way to pull out truth from the Word of God. It's a personal. Waited, yeah, you got a plan on it. Patiently, it's a posture. Something tells me that if I just look at God with an attitude of ingratitude and say, I waited, he says you're missing a P. Patiently. I waited patiently. And if I'll wait patiently, I'll get the he. And many will see it in fear. We think we start with many, but really we start with us. And the us becomes him, and the him becomes many. Oh, I wish my kids were here to interrupt me in the middle of my stuff, because they, of course, just have so much fun at 5 and 7 years of age. I let them have a blast as I continue to bring content to their little worlds through the power and the medium of coloring. So, maybe this is a good teaching for adults out there. Something you could share with your own kids. You could let them know that if you really want to see many people touched through your own life in the future, that it starts with I or you. It starts with a personal pronoun. So we're almost done. Let me color this one in. Let me color this one in. And you see how the Godward Art coloring book has now become much more than a book you got and colored in the lines, but you actually created your own personal touch so that the Godward Art coloring book could look that cool. And that becomes life. So that's my word for us today. The Waiting Room of God, Psalm 40, 1-3. Over now.